Hello, and welcome to the Mindset Alchemy podcast. I'm your host, Janine, and it is an absolute delight to be here with you. In the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about a lot of things that seem intangible, and yet they create in our life to make things tangible. 2 weeks ago, we were discussing the way that people can hear what we are thinking, people can feel what we are thinking, and it colors our interactions. Last week, we spoke about, are you valuable to yourself, and what do you value about yourself and in your life? This week, we're going to be talking about very often that overnight success has many years of steps and processing and maturing and many things behind it. It appears and feels like an overnight success. And yet, when you go and look at it, the person has put the time in, learning to understand that, yes, people can hear what they are thinking at an unconscious level and how to work with this, that people have tapped into their intuition, they use their creativity, and they have a deep understanding of who they are, what they value, and where they're going. With this, we get to understand that it is often very advisable to reach out to aligned people. Notice the word aligned people, to discuss things that may be tripping us up, that we are stumbling over, and better ways of stepping forward and using them as stepping stones and as up levelings rather than stumbling over them and hurting ourselves. The bottom line, though, is we all mirror and project. We all have experiences, and we have experiences so that we can have experience. And when we own this and we see, okay, this is an experience I'm happy to let go of, or wow, what came forward for me around this experience? We are able to take the knowledge gained, the maturity offered to us, and move forward. So we leave the incident or the occurrence, the situation, even the person behind, and we step forward using it, like I said earlier, as a stepping stone or almost like taking a little leap forward. Many times people say, oh, I want to take a quantum leap. Well, I've seen that when people leap too far, too fast, it's unsustainable because they haven't the capacity, their capacities to sustain it is missing. And part of allowing ourselves to understand who we are, what we value, is building our capacity, building our resilience, and understanding that, yes, we have this dream, we have this desire, and we get to shift it, we get to work with it. Now, mindset creates money, mindset brings time, mindset can also bring a mess. And when you have a messy mindset, that is going to create a mess in your life. So it doesn't matter knowing how much you value. If you keep thinking, oh, this is a disaster, I'm a disaster, you are going to create that disaster. Whereas when you go, oh, look, here's a bit of a mess. What is the expansion in this? What's a better way of dealing with it? And what is a smoother way of moving through it? Because I am the creator of my life and I co-create with Source, I co-create with the people around me, it is just so much easier to navigate. And we get to rewrite our story. So rather than living in history or living in the future, we get to rewrite our story today, in this moment. Am I prepared to play the game of abuse, victimization, and living up to other people's expectations and anticipations? Or am I choosing to see, well, what is my expectation of myself in this? Where is my mindset a little bit skewed around it? And where can I shift into a growth mindset? A mindset where I know intuitively so that I can choose consciously. Because once we do that, we listen to our inner whisper, we listen to the whispers coming to us from around us, the signs being given to us and the guidance being offered to us. We get to choose consciously the way we're thinking, the way we set our mind, the way we speak, the way we express things, and what we're feeling inside of ourselves. What this then does is it allows us to create intentionally, understanding that that field of intention is a very real energy. And as we work with it in an expansive way, rather than I'll chain myself up so I don't go anywhere and put ourselves in a form of a jail, we are able then to work with the creative power within us and around us. Are there going to be hiccups? Absolutely, there are, because that's what strengthens us. It shows us better ways of healing, better ways of coming into wholeness. It actually allows us also to be redirected away from a messy mindset into a more maturing mindset, a growth mindset, an expansion one. Because if we choose to be effortlessly, we understand we're a human being rather than a human doing, which means we get to experience, we get to understand our feelings, and we get to understand as well. We make the choice and we process the ability to understand that we may be feeling grief, we may be feeling anger. What is the pivotal point of it? Where did it come from? What can be released because we've acknowledged it? I dislike it when people say things like little boys don't cry, or stop crying now, or stop your nonsense. Because when we get to sit with that feeling, sometimes the place is inappropriate. So go somewhere that's safe, that's quiet, that's calm, and you get to process that heavier feeling. Very often within 17 seconds, it's gone. And you go, oh, look, it's because this happened, that happened. And then somebody like myself helps you to understand the internal scarring and wounding from it, and allow yourself to understand that personal leadership is becoming the master of your mindset, so that you understand, yes, these things happened. Where can I create from it? And that allows us to be effortlessly, because yes, we're putting in the effort. Yes, we're putting in the work. We do it knowing where we're going, the reason we're doing it. And sometimes we have no idea the reason we're doing it. We just know that it feels light. It brings light, and it allows us to move forward much more lightly than dragging our feet, dragging our heels. Let's talk about procrastination and dragging our heels quickly. When we're dragging our heels, it means there's something asking to come forward, to be seen and to be dealt with. And when we can see it, feel it, and release it, we get to replace it and put in its place something that's lighter, more expansive, and will allow us to be far more effortlessly than going, oh, whatever. So many times I see with clients, and I help them move beyond it. Internally, we're afraid of moving beyond our parents' limitations and our parents' highest successes. When I first came across this from something that I was listening to by Louise Hay, I went, wow, let's explore this concept, because so many people are unconsciously held back by it. Have you heard parents saying, oh, you naughty, you bad, you wicked? And when the child becomes bad, naughty, and wicked, and things happen, they are very surprised. I have no idea the reason they're surprised. That child was living up to their expectations. So now some children will mature and say, I choose to move beyond that and go a different, lighter path than children who grow up unaware of the programming they've received. And that's the reason I say that I help you release the BS from your life, the belief systems that are holding you back, that are blocking you from knowing intuitively, that are keeping you from choosing consciously the way you think, you speak, and you act, and creating intentionally rather than haphazardly. Having that focus, having that understanding, having that energy, that desire, and that dream, so that you can be effortlessly. And so that when drama, trauma, conflict, things come up, you are able to navigate it with a story of, I choose to move beyond my parents' greatest successes and deepest limitations. I release working to other people's expectations and anticipations, and I go and I look at, what is my dream, my desire? Where am I choosing to go? What could potentially be holding me back, let me speak to somebody like Janine around personal leadership and mindset alchemy and move forward. Was that a punt? Absolutely. I'm creating intentionally as I'm talking to you. People, we all have those underlying chains holding us back. And we can release those belief systems, get rid of the BS, or manage it in a more maturing, processing way. And this allows us to activate our resiliency, our ability to communicate more effectively with ourselves, with others, and to communicate with our future self. Because that way we say, okay, soul, what did my future self do to become that person? And then we tap into the energy of our future self and say, what did I do today to have that extra income, that beautiful car, to have a wonderful, incredible relationship with my children, my partner, in my business, with my teams, with whatever you're choosing to do? Where am I relating better, mindset and heart set wise and gut set wise, so that I can be effortlessly, because I work with my intuition. I intentionally create because I know what choices I'm making. I'm bringing all the heaviness to the surface, making it conscious so I can release it, so I can move forward, shining a light rather than dragging my heels. I would love to know what has come forward for you. And if you would like to know more about how I can help you improve things like your money mindset, your relationship mindset, your business mindset, please reach out and let me know. My contact details are in the show notes. If you would like to comment, please do so beneath wherever you are, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you're listening to this. And I would like you today, please, if I may ask you, where are you avoiding asking for help? Where are you avoiding seeing that you are worthy of your dreams and your goals? And where are you avoiding being successful? Because number one, you will be seen. And number two, it will take you beyond what people have programmed and spoken into your life. So literally, what would it take you to step away from living up to other people's expectations and anticipations and work with your dreams, your goals, and your desires? Thank you for spending time with me, and have an incredible, wonderful, and amazing day. Bye-bye.